Welcome to Center of Light. Good to see you tonight. Tonight is Center of Light Remix. Some days ago, I did a presentation, which you're going to see tonight, and it was called Center of Light Mix. Well, I had some software conflicts, so I'm going to do a presentation again. I'll put both halves together, and so it's called Center of Light Remix. Couple of announcements before we get right into the beeswax. I'm a little off my game right now. I feel a little discombobulated. I had some things I had to do, hurry up, kind of like. Again, I saw something in this dialogue box that does not belong to me. I don't know what that is. So let me try refreshing one more time. So tonight is Center of Light Recording Samadhi. What is Samadhi? It's the title of an upcoming album I've been working on. I disappeared for 2 months. Took a break, getting away from social media thing, and dove into recording this album called Samadhi, Into the Fire. What you're going to hear tonight is the process of writing, recording, and at the end of the presentation, I'm going to give you 4 songs that are very far from being done, but you'll get the idea. When I go into the mix mode, which is going to happen shortly, the music's going to sound a little distant, but this is going to show you the process that everyone goes through, but tonight meaning me, that I went through to record this album. Now the music's going to sound a little distant because it's coming through my speakers and into this microphone. There was no way. I tried everything I could to route the audio directly to the system, but it won't. But at the end of the presentation, when you hear the 4 songs, it will be direct and it'll be like you're listening to it as it should be for now. It's not mastered, like I said. It's far from being done. I do suggest you get your headphones now because it's not, like I said, it's not mastered. The importance of headphones is to get a really good picture of what's happening. There's a lot of stereo imaging happening, so one big reason for headphones. And the other is, until it's mastered, things are not going to be true on different systems unless you have a very good stereo system. I suggest you get headphones. Hello, Courtney Olson. Everyone, Courtney came in the room and she posted something the other day, and she just reminded me, I would like to share with you, for those who are seeking financial abundance. Ooh, me, Mr. Katia. We're all seeking it. There are 2 words that you can say. Om and Shreem. Om, Shreem, Om, Shreem, Om, Shreem, Om, Shreem, Om, Shreem, Om, Shreem. You can say it in the shower. You can say it on the toilet. You can say it while you are driving. You can say it while you're watching, whatever. You can say it to yourself, but it's most effective if you utter it, be it loud, soft under your breath, so to speak, as it said. But the sound vibration adds the added to it. Now, what you can expect will, not if, what you can expect will happen. Money, but all forms of abundance, but money will start to show up in your life through avenues you never thought possible that money could ever come. You can get on the internet and look up Lakshmi, 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 Lakshmi. She is the goddess of abundance. And you can look at this image while you chant Om Shreem at least 108 times. If you need to say it at this pace, Om Shreem, Om Shreem, Om, get into a song with it. Make it more delicious and beautiful. I'm sure Goddess Lakshmi would appreciate that. Om Shreem, Om Shreem, Om Shreem. If you say it at this pace, it will probably take you about 3 minutes. Say it all day long. Watch what happens. I would like to have a report from you, not if, but when your abundance begins to roll in. So tonight is Center of Light Remix. I did this presentation a few days ago. It crashed. So tonight is Remix. Recording Samadhi. Going through the process of me recording songs that touch my heart, songs that have inspired me to become noble, a better human being every day. But I do want to share with you a presentation that is next on my list, and it's going to be probably Friday night because tomorrow night I have a radio interview with Aggie Heel, and it's called Generation Panic. Appropriate timing. But the next presentation I do is going to be on this right here. We need to get clear, y'all. Why? Things are changing. This is my next presentation. Climate change, is it real or not? Is it important that it's real or not? What is the benefits of what we can do, even if it's not real, especially if it is? Fires everywhere. Doesn't necessarily mean it's climate change, or does it? So Friday night, and I have a gig Thursday night, downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Tonight is Center of Light Remix, recording Samadhi. Let's get busy. Get your headphones, crank it up. That's going to be in the back half of the show. But for now, I want you to see the recording process. And before I get started, I want you to remember what you're going to hear is going to sound a little distant. You won't really hear the music as it is. You hear it, but it won't have the fidelity that it will on the backside of this presentation when I actually play you the songs. But you get to see the recording process, how it's done, and how things just come about. So God bless you. I'll see you shortly. Recording Samadhi, Into the Fire. So let's see what's happening. Also, let's get down to some. Got to pay the bills. I do this pro bono. Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my new bestseller. Amazon. The links are in this forum, at the top of these forums. Go there to Amazon, purchase this bestseller, 30 Years of My Life Compressed. But you use the same link to hyperjump, you time travel you, to the same Amazon page and leave me a review. That's what I do. Thank you. I do have something I want to offer. It's a Mayan calendar pendant. My brother Robert sent me, I think, 8 of them. And he said for a donation, he's going to send you one, or I'm going to send you one because he sent them to me. Vicky has purchased one. Vicky, I'm sending them to you tomorrow. Sending it to you tomorrow. Melanie has purchased one. I'm going to be sending hers tomorrow with a love offering of $30. It helps me stay afloat. I've been doing this 7 years, almost every night. Why? Because I love it and I love you. $30. You can, in this room, you'll see Pay Center of Light support. Big PayPal button. You can just send your donation there, and I will attend to it. Make sure I get your address, your home address. You can send that to my Facebook inbox or KeithAnthonyBlanchard@gmail.com. All right, let's see what we got. We did the Mayan calendar pendant. I got a whole list of things because this is a little different. First time I ever did such a thing. Hello, KK. I'm actually going to show you my recording studio and how I move knobs. And what that's all about. One second, I'm learning something every day. Let's go up to there. See how that looks here in a second. All right, so I want to show you how this nonsense all started for me many, many years ago. Give me a sec. Dig the drums while waiting. I'm building suspense. All right, let's get down to some Center of Light mix, recording Samadhi. How this all started. When I was 12 years old, my dad decided he wanted to learn how to play guitar. So he did. 12 years old, I want to play that guitar. I want to touch it. Keith, if you really want to play it, I'll show you. He was just learning himself, but he was going to show me what he had learned up to then. He was singing Cajun songs. Please release me, let me go. Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo, all that kind of stuff. Cajun folk song, swamp pop they call it. And so I started mimicking, watching his hands and doing the thing. And this is what that looked like. So that's me holding a big old Gibson Dove 12 string. Right? Some years later, 3 or 4 years later, at school, we had a school talent show. And a drummer friend and myself, we put, quote, a band together. And we called it something star. It was so long ago. We went first place. But look at the recording device on the bottom right corner. That was then, and what I'm going to show you today is going to be now. What were we called back then? I don't remember. Oh my God, it's been too long. And of course, this is me some years later learning the craft of being a drummer. Yes, that's me, the little guy in the back with the stick in the air, carrying a big old set of timbales. And I would carry that big old 5-drum set for 8 miles, marching in the parades in South Louisiana. So I started off as a drummer, actually. And my mom bought me a kit. And she said, Keith, it's just too loud. Can you play guitar? I said, well, I've been playing it. She goes, no, would you like to play guitar a little more? I said, sure. So they bought me an electric guitar, and that's when I got into it. Hello, Christine. All right. Welcome to the world of recording. This is going to be new for me, so let's see how we're going to do this. I hope it works. Welcome to the Cave Studios. All right. Let me put up my recording. Here we go. Boop. This is a recording software. Let me make sure everything is working. It is. This is my recording software. This is a recording software called Ableton. What you're looking at now is called, I think it's called Create View. And this is called Mix View. Create View. I have as many tracks as I want. Now you can see these tracks are labeled. Thunder, you'll experience that in a minute. Kick, meaning bass drum. It's studio term for bass drum is kick drum. Snare drum, I actually have 2 snare drums, one on top of each other. Makes it nice and bright, nice and thick. It's got a lot of weight. Hi-hat, bass guitar, piano, lead guitar, rhythm guitar. You're going to hear the angel in a minute. I've done all of this myself. I do have potentially some guest musicians who are going to sit in, which I'm still sourcing them out. Now, let me show you what Ableton is. Like a computer mouse or a computer, whatever you think a computer can do, it probably can. If you right click, it's to find something you want to choose. Left click is to say, I'm choosing that sort of thing. This is how this works. Just like any, PC application. For example, if you look at the beginning of this track, what this thunderstorm is, I have all of this left over with a bunch of nothing. So I highlight it just like you copy text to copy and paste, and I hit delete because I want to remove it. Why would I want to remove it if there's nothing there? Because it's all eating into my PC processing power. So now we're going to keep moving. I import, if I want to import a file like drums, I import the file. Now let's move to the mix view. Here's the mix view. When I choose this here, I have everything at my disposal. I have drum hits, I have instruments, I have effects as far as echo, delay, drive, color, compression. I'll explain that to you in a minute. Equalizer, pitch, I can change the pitch if something is off. Reverb, which creates space. So let's get down to it. Let me check my studio one more time, making sure everybody's good. I think everybody is good. Let me look on Facebook real quick. Everybody's saying good. Let me look at YouTube, making sure this is my first time. So I'm double checking everything to make sure everything is in order before I keep on for no reason. Alrighty then. I want you to pay attention to the bottom left corner. I recently had a drum kit in here that I brought in from a software program called Easy Drummer 2. It's good, but it didn't have the exact sounds drum-wise I was looking for. So I continued to use Easy Drummer as my template to write the drum song, and then I just individually dropped bass drum or kick drum notes everywhere the other kick drum or snare drum notes was, so forth and so on. Not that difficult, it's a workaround. Now I'm going to show you how to create and shape tones. For example, I'm going to give you I'll do the thunder when I play back the song in its entirety. How about that? It's just thunder. We all know what thunder sounds like. So now I'm going to start with the kick drum or the bass drum. One moment. Let me engage it. Okay, what you're going to hear now is that bass drum, and it's going to be very, very what they call flat. Flat meaning it has no equalization. It's just flat. And here is that kick drum now. Listen one more time, and then I'm going to add the EQ. And you're going to hear a reduction in the high end, which is the ticking, the snap. Tick, tick. You're going to hear it brought down. I love it. I love good snap, but that's a little too much. But you're going to also see this EQ curve here, which is going to add a lot of ass, a lot of bump, a lot of boom to give you that bass drum tone. Here we go. Hear the difference? So this is me manipulating the bass drum to give it more of a tone that I'm truly looking for any given song or track that I'm recording. Now we're going to move on to the snare, but I'm going to keep the kick drum engaged. Why? I think I should. So I'm going to actually engage the first snare drum because I said I had two of them. Here's the first snare drum. Let me go ahead and do something. Good. Good. Here we go. The kick and snare. Snare number one. This is the kick with the EQ on, off. A little more bump. Right? So moving to the snare drum, I have two things happening. I have reverb, which creates space, and I also have an EQ, which shapes the drum a little more to my liking. So let me introduce you to the snare drum. The snare drum will be raw. It will be flat. Okay? Now I'm going to add a little girth to the snare drum. You're going to hear it get thicker. It's got some weight. Here's where the magic happens. You hear how dry it is? I'm going to do what they call wetting it up. Right? Now I'm going to add the second snare drum, which creates a crack, snap. Now I'm wetting it up as well. It sounds like a lot, and it is, but in the mix, it creates this space, it creates a cohesion. It brings things together. And it still, again, lets them float. So now we're going to add the hi-hat, which pretty much can stay as it is, but I'm sure later I'm going to brighten it up a little. Right? So I'm doing it this way. I want to show you chronologically how when you start bringing instruments into the situation, the baby, the child that gets born is delicious. So now we're hearing the basic drum kit. Right? Nice sounding snare drum. Fat, clear, pronounced, definite. Now we're going to bring in the bass guitar. The bass guitar as of now has nothing on it. I'm going to add compression, which holds the bass together. It takes the peaks and the valleys and brings them to common ground, so the bass guitar in such a low scale that it is in the musical scale, it holds it together versus it flopping everywhere. Now I'm going to add a little bit of EQ. I wrote some of the dirty low end off so it doesn't muddy my mix. And I added some high mid and some top end so it's very crisp and clean and you can hear every note being fingered. Right? So let's do the drums and bring the bass in. Right? So what I'm about to show you next, I heard a piece of music, this guy playing a piano, and it completely inspired me. This song was truly written around this piano that I heard, interpreted in my own way, because it had such a cadence, a character about it. It had a beautiful warm spirit to it. It's ambient, it's calling, it's soothing, it's massaging, it's healing, it's distant, it's haunting kind of thing. So let me show you what this piano is. One moment. It's gorgeous. And there's lots of reverb on this piano, and I created it that way. There's no way to change it, which is fine because I think it's as it should be. Here's the piano. And that's it with the thunder. We'll get the rain out of there for now. All right, now we're going to keep moving. We're going to listen to the drums, the bass, and the piano together, how they come in. And we're going to go to lead guitar next. Let me look in the room, see how everyone's doing. Hello, Debbie. Everyone having a good time? Wonderful. All right, so we looked at the drums. We looked at the drums, the kick, the snare, and the hi-hat. There are no toms in this particular song. Let's listen to just the kick drum again. No EQ. With EQ. Turn the piano off. Here we go. EQ off, it's a lot thinner. EQ on, it's a lot thicker. Right? All right, so we're going to add the snare to that. 2 of them, in fact. Hi-hat. Bass guitar. Needs a little more bass guitar. Piano. All that reverb that you heard a minute ago that sounded like it was just washed in ambience, notice how quickly it will go away. This is just drums. Listen to that reverb, how much it is. When I add the other instruments, it dissipates, but it grabs everything. Right? But you still hear some of it, which creates this ambiance. All right, now I want you to listen to this guitar. I heard this in my head clear as day. This guitar solo, if you will, it's an intro solo on the backside. It's the same solo at the beginning, but it's twice as long. This is the lead guitar with no effects whatsoever. It's dry, completely dry. So that's the intro guitar solo, and you notice none of these are engaged. They're all off. So what you're looking at is some echo, which sounds delicious on this song, some reverb to create more space, a stereo field which allows me to make this guitar wide, big, large. And I EQ'd the guitar a little bit to give it a better tonality shape in the song. So what I'm going to do is highlight all of these. And so you can hear the guitar raw, as I just mentioned, and then I'm going to engage these, and you're going to hear how it just graduates into sort of like this flower unfolding. Right? So we're now adding lead guitar. And so what you're going to hear now is a rhythm guitar. This is actually the rhythm guitar software. I'm not going to open it up. I don't want to get frozen again. I don't know why there's delay, but I trust it is there for a reason. I don't think that's it. In fact, that's not it. This is the rhythm guitar. I have some compression. Again, compression takes the peaks of the mountain and the valleys of the mountain, and it makes them shake hands. So everything is nice and tight and level. I have a little bit of stereo width to give it some fatness, and also some bottom end EQ. And it's going to chunk, what musicians call chunking the guitar. Chunk, 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 chunk. Here we go. You hear it get wider? So now I'm going to play you from the intro all the way up to this point after the guitar solo. Pretty exciting, isn't it? So now you're hearing everything what they call wet. The guitar's wet with its effects and EQ and compression. The drums have the reverb on the snares and so forth and so on. So let's give that a listen up to this point. Let me add the lead guitar. All right, from this point, I have this software program called Omnisphere. It has over 10,000 keyboard sounds. One of these sounds, going through them, I love voices, and one was called Female, whatever it was called, and it sounds like an angel, and me being the spiritual guy and wanting this album to have these spiritual flavors and tones and vibes and energies and atmospheric vibe, I just grabbed this MIDI keyboard and began to find this melody that this woman begins to sing. Now, after the angel, I call it the angel, that in fact it's listed up here as an angel just because it's a word reference. There are lyrics. I have sung it, but I erased the lyrics. I am going to do them again. And after we go through this segment, I'm going to fast forward to the actual full guitar solo. Then I'm going to play you the finals for now of 4 songs that I'm going to be releasing on this soon-to-be album. So let's go back where we were, and we're going to introduce you to the angel. All right, here we go. Turn the lead guitar up a little bit. Here's the woman singing. I might give you a sample of the lyrics. It tells of my first step into my conscious path. I'm looking for you, where can you be? I know you are here, but I can't see. I call to you, please answer me. Meaning spirit. It's been way too long, way too long, way too long. It's been way too long, way too long, way too long. Show me what I must do. Show me the light of truth. Grant me eternal youth. And what do you need as proof? So that's the idea. What I want to share with you before I actually reveal to you the 4 songs is the next phase when you finish your songs and get them exactly how you want. This phase is called mastering. We add more compressors, compressors sidechain to other compressors, more finalization of EQ or equalizers, more compression, glue compression. It really tightens everything and holds it together. Stereo wide, this, that, and the other. This is the recording process of capturing, mixing, using your ears. It's always about the ears. One moment. Let me get out of this. I'm not going to save that. So now I'm coming back to full screen. Let me come back to Facebook so I can see everyone. Hello, Rena. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm going to take a song break, Lavender Soul song break. One moment. I had both. Something probably sounded weird, didn't it? Because I had my microphone and the speaker on at the same time. Maybe it didn't. Either way, I'm going to take a shot. No, actually, I'm not. How about you go get your headphones? I'm going to give you 4 reveals. I'm going to play the first song, which is the one you heard me just work on. It's called Dark Night of the Soul. It's a song about pain, emotional pain. You'll hear that in the thunder, the lightning storm. Dark night of the soul. We go through storms in life. But there's some breathing of the music, some healing, massaging of the music. Listen to it. Then I have a couple other songs that do have lyrics. So grab your headphones. I'll give you a few seconds while I take some water. Welcome to Center of Light Part 2, since I had a crash earlier. But tomorrow I'm going to put these 2 videos together and make one presentation and spread it around so people can see what it's like to record music and how it's done in my studio apartment level, as opposed to state-of-the-art world-class recording studio. I have the same software they do. I just don't have the amenities as far as isolation booths for vocals, so I have to work around. So I trust everyone has your headphones. Song number 1, it's the first song on the album. Turn it up. The reason I want you to use headphones because it's not mastered yet. Mastering is the process of making things fit all systems. So it's not there yet. Headphones in this regard, in this way, at this juncture, would be most sure. And don't be scared to crank it. There's lots of stereo imaging happening, panning side to side, which creates some movement. Enjoy it. This is called Dark Night of the Soul. So that was Dark Night of the Soul. I do have lyrics. I did sing it before. I had a friend come in and sing it for me, and he sounds fantastic. But I have to do this myself. So I'm going to recut the vocals. Dark Night of the Soul was about being in a dark night of the soul. It hurt, but I found God through hell. That's why the song is, the beginning is a thunderstorm. We all go through storms. But the song, as it progresses, is very massaging, relaxing, healing. And this reminds me of the beginning of my journey. When I began to get my spiritual walk on and got some wits about myself other than what I thought was me, my mentor, Mr. Mike Matheson, said, Keith, if you follow this path, no matter what it is, no matter what it is, you can have it. And I said, do you mean to tell me I can have exactly what I want? He said, you can have exactly what you want. This was the second phase. So this is a song called What Do You Want? And I'm asking you, what do you want? Keep that walk. Go inward, upward, forward, and toward your destiny. Consciously living your life is called destiny. Unconsciously living your life is called fate. Don't be late for this party. 2021, 2022, 2023, 24, it's going to get more intense. Be intense. Be your full, intentful self. Track number 2, headphones, crank them up. What do you want? What do you want now? Still has work to do. These are all rough ideas. Lots of things to do between now and the final day when the release. I say less than a year. This album will be complete, which I am seeing as a soundtrack for my bestseller, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. So what is Samadhi? Tonight is recording Samadhi. What is Samadhi? Samadhi is being in unity with God, or at least moving into the cave of yourself, a space within yourself of wanting to always be in constant communion with your divine parent. How do you do that? You fall into the fire, right there. You fall into the fire and you burn away all the nonsense. I'm doing it every day and I find more nonsense. But my nonsense is starting to look very sensical to me. It's very purposeful on this journey of plenty. You can have exactly what you want. Track number 2, what do you want? I love you're gonna hear a wah-wah guitar solo. It was fun. I love ripping it up. I'll see you shortly. I can't seem to figure things out. Maybe everything I claim to know is absolute bullshit. Where else can I go but inward? Nothing in the outside has ever brought me some sort of peace. I once heard from a friend about something called Samadhi. If I remember correctly, he told me it's being in a space of stillness, an inner quiet, silence on all levels, sort of like being in a cave in meditation, waiting simply, however long it takes, for God to awaken you and bring you to the realm of all possibilities.
Now tell me, did you ever think you can have what you want? 'Cause it sure is happening to me. Everything that I tell you, best believe it is true. And you too will soon see. Come on now, what do you want? Come on now, what do you want now? What do you want? What do you want now? Now tell me, will you look within to know who you are? Either way, that choice is yours. But when you take the time just to be with yourself, that's when you will make the score. What do you want? Come on now. What do you want now? What do you want? What do you want now?
That was called What Do You Want? So I'm asking you, what do you want? Let's keep moving. The next song I'm going to present to you, the next idea of a song. The last song, it needs another verse, so I'm going to introduce that. I can just copy everything and grab it and move it backwards and insert another verse. Technology is as such that I can do that. Now I'm going to play for you a song called Infected with Love, the third phase of my journey. When I began to awaken, at least awaken from the sleep I had years before, was I realized I can have what I want when I truly begin to implement love. What is love? It's not, come here, baby, let me give you some sugar. It can be, but it has many, many deeper layers than that. Come here, baby, is when you do that to yourself in the mirror. That you nurture, you water, you groom, spiritually groom yourself. And I knew that love unconditionally means leave people alone. Support them in their goodness. Don't even acknowledge their badness. Love, I love you. You just do what you got to do. Be you. Do you full out, as Nori Love would say. I knew that was the power. And I was starting to harness it, or at least getting glimpses of it. And I knew I had to become infected with love. Infected with love. Different kind of infection versus a life emotional scab we keep picking at. I'm infected with love. I'm affected by love, resurrected through love. Song number 3. I got one more song for you. It's a little crazy though. Here is Infected with Love. Into the fire.
I get lost in who I think I am, about what I should do and what I should be. I'm longing for home, I'm all alone, though there are people everywhere. But the question comes, will I be free? Rejected by love, affected by love, resurrected to love, yes, into the fire.
Welcome back to Center of Light. Tonight I'm sharing with you my joy, my fun, my love, my life. I've been doing presentations for many, many years, and I decided I'm going to buy some recording software, and I got busy. And so, like I said, these songs are very far from being done. But people have been asking to get a revelation, a reveal of what I've been doing, as to why I disappeared for 2 months. And this is what I've been doing. The last song I played for you, Infected with Love, I think I'm going to follow Pink Floyd's model and have a woman come here and simulate, hear this in the right context. If you don't, in whatever context you choose, it's your thing, not mine. But have this orgasmic kind of wailing, expressing in a way of being in bliss, being in ecstasy and in joy. A lot of this music is going to be longer. These songs I played for you are like 4 minutes long, but I'm going to stretch these songs longer. There's going to be spoken word from my book, Homecoming, my bestseller, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. This music is, I would consider, the soundtrack for this bestseller. If you want to purchase it, the link is on the top of these forums. But I'm going to also include spoken word from these presentations, like now, other gurus, spiritual teachers. So it's going to be this spiritual enigma-like album. So that's what it's going to be. The final song I'm going to reveal to you is not really a song. I consider it a movement. Movement meaning it's going to move you. It's called the sacred dance of Kali and Shiva. Kali was Shiva's wife, who is Shiva and Kali. An aspect of the Godhead that lives in utmost bliss, can go, that's a whole nother presentation. It's a space of divinity where the male and the female components, aspects of Creator, come together in this sacred dance. You hear a lot of harmony as these two partner up, but you also hear some discord. You will hear likened to creation and destruction. The dance of the universe, creation and destruction. The universe exploded, destruction. A star exploded, it was destroyed. Or the universe came from a point of singularity, and out of it came creation. Likewise, galactic-wise, a star exploded. What comes out of stars exploding? Birth, new stars, the spawning of new possibilities. Infinitely, in a seed lies the potential of infinite forest. So what you're going to hear now is not per se a song that's melodious, but put your headphones on, turn it up, and you will understand, because it's beyond, it doesn't have any lyrics. It's not about lyrics. It's about a dance of fire. Hence, the cave of Samadhi, conscious union with God into the fire. Going into the fire of creation and destruction. It's ironic. It's the, I keep forgetting this word, the enigma. And the enigma, in the irony, ironically, is the truth. So, the sacred dance of Kali and Shiva. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to close out this presentation. Thank you for joining me tonight with Center of Light Mix. In the mix, Center of Light Mix. Recording my upcoming, soon to be released soon, that's just a phrase, album, Samadhi, Into the Fire. The sacred dance of Kali and Shiva. Are you a believer? Welcome back to Center of Light. So that was my presentation that got cut off the other night because of software conflict. Musical ideas to my upcoming album. My first solo project. I've done many albums. Some of my best work with Lavender Soul. I love it. But my first solo album. I'm doing everything. I am going to have guest players come in. This is me now actually live. Before it was the playback that I put together from the two pieces. So, hello everyone, thank you for joining me. My next presentation, which is probably going to be Friday night, is going to need all the light we can get. I'm serious. I'm always serious about my work. Sincere, sometimes a little goofy. My next presentation is going to be on whether you believe it's real or not. Does it really matter? Should we not always be taking care of the earth? But my next presentation, Friday night, 8 o'clock, is going to be on I understand climate change, global warming, the agenda being pushed. I get it. But what's behind the curtain? Many of us know. So maybe one is thrown out there to distract so everybody can say whatever and not be interested of further taking care of the earth. Hanging around spiritual masters, I'm blessed to be able to say so. Such as what you're seeing right here is not photoshopped. This is true light phenomena on Swamji. God on earth today. I did say that correctly. I did not stammer, nor did I stutter. God on earth today. He talks about climate change. I'm going to have some of you talking with me in an interview Friday night. I love you. What does that mean? I simply love you. I want you to be you, to the best you know how and as full as possible. That way it would reflect to me who I am by seeing your beauty. That's all of our duty. But we got to leave behind the duty. I will see you soon. Don't live in the light, be the light. You are the light. Your body says so. You're 98.6 degrees of heat. That's light. That's temperature. It's energy. Clean out the nonsense. Fall into the fire. Purify yourself. Acquire to move ever higher and aspire to something greater than you know as your present self. And you will look delicious as you look in the mirror. Love you.